Well, good morning, friends and honored guests. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Brad Beauvais, and I serve as Associate Professor and Deputy Program Director for the Army-Baylor program in Health and Business Administration. It is my sincere pleasure to welcome you to the opening and closing ceremony for the classes of 2015 and 2016. At this time, please rise and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation.
Left.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we pray that you would be with us for this Army-Baylor ceremony. Remind us through each change of your ever-constant presence in our lives. We pray for students entering into the program. May this be a year of tremendous growth and blessing for them. We thank you for the students who've just completed a rigorous academic year. We thank you for their perseverance, and particularly for the spirit and teamwork they displayed. We ask that this would continue in the residency, that they would continue to grow by leaps and bounds in their ability to provide excellent leadership in healthcare. Give each wisdom, strength, and courage for the challenges ahead. May the focus always be upon their vocation, their calling to be a blessing to suffering and vulnerable patients and families in our medical system. It is in your name we pray these things. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the official party, please be seated. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge a few members of our distinguished guests in the audience today. In addition to the faculty and staff, of course, we have Mr. Greg Stephen, Deputy of the Commander, U.S. Army Medical Department Center and School, Colonel Denise Hopkins Chadwick, Dean, Academy of Health Sciences, and Colonel Joseph Moore, Dean, Academy of Health Sciences Graduate School. Now, it's my distinct pleasure as well to introduce you to the members of the official party. Beginning on the left of the stage is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Bewley, Program Director, Army-Baylor University Master in Health and Business Administration. To Lieutenant Colonel Bewley's immediate left is Dr. Dennis Kramer, Senior Assistant Dean and Coordinator, Baylor U.S. Military Graduate Programs. To the left of Dr. Kramer is Lieutenant Colonel Forrest Kim, Incoming Program Director, Army-Baylor University Master in Health and Business Administration. And to the left of Dr. Kramer is Chaplain Thomas Brooks, Army-Baylor Instructor. Now, as we begin the official part of the program, I want to take the time to acknowledge another set of very, very important people in the audience today. Those being the spouses, significant others, and children of the class of 2015. As faculty, we understand the challenges placed on family members in this extremely rigorous academic year. So on behalf of the faculty and students, I would like to thank you for the tremendous support you've given your loved ones this year. Their achievements simply could not be possible without you. And would you please stand at this point and be recognized? All right, thank you. So, to the class of 2015, I have some good news and some bad news for you. The good news is you've completed the didactic portion of the Army-Baylor program. The bad news is you're only halfway done. So some of you might be asking, well, why are we celebrating right now? Well, today marks the completion of an extremely rigorous didactic portion of the Army-Baylor program. For those in the Master's in Health Administration track, this represents 57 credit hours of didactic instruction. That's a lot. However, for those in the Master in Healthcare Administration, Master in Business Administration dual degree track, this represents 78 hours of instruction. That's even more. These students have also successfully passed the comprehensive oral exams, strategic management projects, and numerous group and individual projects throughout the course of the year, which all of these students up front will tell you is no simple task. And today we take the time to recognize the class of 2016. Are you really sure you're ready for this? All right. We're not only welcoming you to the Army-Baylor family, but we also want to take the time as well to celebrate the accomplishments of several faculty members and students. But to open the official part of the ceremony today, I want to introduce Dr. Dennis Kramer. Dr. Dennis Kramer is a Baylor graduate, having earned his bachelor and master's degrees from the university. He also earned a PhD from that little school up the road called Oklahoma State University. In 2001, he joined the Baylor University faculty in the Honkamer School of Business, teaching full-time in the Information Systems Department. In 2006, he received the Business School's Teaching Excellence Award. In 2007, he joined the Baylor Graduate School as Assistant Dean, overseeing enrollment management and academic technology. And currently, Dr. Kramer serves as an Academic Technology Director for the university, a group that delivers and supports technology in departments across the university. Additionally, he is one of 8 steering committee members responsible for online education at Baylor. In May, Baylor launched a new, fully online MBA program, and currently the university is developing a new online graduate degree in nursing. Last year, Dr. Kramer completed the Harvard Graduate School of Education Management Development Program, and he and his wife, Deanne, who serves as Director of Advising for the College of Arts and Sciences at Baylor, are proud parents of 3 daughters, Emerson and Grayson, age 9, and Addison, age 4. Dr. Kramer.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. What an honor to be here. Class of 2015-16, it's great to see you. I saw some of you last week. Good to see you again. I think the best part about this morning so far has been getting to meet your families before we started this morning. But what a great time to be a Baylor Bear. I wanted to share a few things with you this morning just briefly. In August, the university is going to welcome a record number of freshmen on the Waco campus. We've seen a 13% increase in the number of students who have made deposits to secure a spot in the Baylor freshman class. So, class of 2015 and 16, in short, demand for a Baylor education has never been stronger. Baylor's national brand is definitely growing. Athletically, Baylor teams are competing at the highest levels nationally. In August, the Baylor football team will kick off the new season as defending Big 12 champions, and they'll be playing in a new state-of-the-art football stadium. If you haven't seen the new stadium, you're in for a treat this season. Academically, Baylor students are excelling. This year's incoming freshman class is shaping up to be one of the most diverse and well-qualified classes in Baylor's history. Here at Fort Sam Houston, these graduates and faculty are no exception. Yes, there are a number of really good healthcare administration programs out there, but none of the programs anywhere combine the academic rigor, real-world experience, and military camaraderie the way that this program does. Students, we're proud of you. Families, thank you for your sacrifices that you make in support of these students, your loved ones. The Baylor name is associated with top quality health care. The Baylor name's on one of the finest medical schools in the world in Houston, on one of the largest hospital systems in Dallas, at the Baylor College of Nursing, the Baylor School of Dentistry, and here at Fort Sam Houston. Baylor healthcare programs are making a difference. All exemplify high standards for academic rigor, scholarship, and professionalism. Students and families, we consider you members of the Baylor family, and all of us at Baylor are extremely proud of our affiliation with you. For 7 years, I've been coming with Baylor Waco, Dallas faculty here to San Antonio to participate in the oral boards for students who have completed the didactic phase of their study. And without exception, the Waco, Dallas faculty have been extremely impressed by these students, by their maturity, their quality, and their intelligence. It's hard to imagine how well these students are prepared until you actually have an opportunity to interact with them face to face and to see them under pressure and how they deal with that pressure. It makes me proud that these students are earning a Baylor degree. Students, congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you, Dr. Kramer. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the guest speaker for today's opening and closing ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Lee Bewley hails from a 7-generation family farm, I can't say this the right way, Big Spring, Kentucky.
Big Spring, Kentucky.
I can't say it with the right intonation. He earned a United States Army commission in 1991, graduating from the Virginia Military Institute with degrees in economics and business. During his 23-year career in the military, he has served as an aide-de-camp, operations officer, executive officer, commander, healthcare administrator, graduate program director, and associate dean. He recently completed a combat tour in Iraq, serving as the deputy commander for administration for the 47th Combat Support Hospital in support of Operation New Dawn. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley graduated from the Army-Baylor University MHA program in 1999 as a member of the Upsilon Phi Delta. In 2005, he graduated from the University of Alabama at Birmingham with a doctorate in administration and health services, focusing on strategy, with the distinction of being the Health Administration Graduate Student of the Year in 2005. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley is a fellow in the American College of Healthcare Executives and served 3 years as a fellow in the Commission of the Accreditation of Healthcare Management Education. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley is a 2009 alumnus of the Interagency Institute for Federal Healthcare Executives, and he is a member of the Order of Military Medical Merit. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley was recognized by the Army Surgeon General as a 9A subject matter expert in healthcare management, and he has served as the Army-Baylor University MHA MBA faculty member since 2005, earning recognition as the program's Educator of the Year in 2007, Distinguished Faculty Service Award recipient in 2008 and 2010, and an associate professor. He holds faculty appointments at Trinity University, the University of the Incarnate Word, and Walden University. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley has published and presented academic contributions to the national and international fields of healthcare management on topics including leadership development, health administration, and strategic management. Lieutenant Colonel Bewley is most importantly the proud father of 3 very vibrant young kiddos, Ashley, Brittany, and Alexander. Welcome to the stage, Colonel Bewley.
All right. Thank you, Brad. Well, good morning. What a great day and great time to be here in San Antonio. City of champions, a community of heroes, and a joint base, Fort Sam Houston, that is home to a great deal of people who are trying to do the best they can to serve our country. When I have this opportunity to be a guest speaker, I guess I've been a guest for about 9 years, but happy to do so, happy to do so. I see the class of 2015 and I think, you know, there are often some very good classes at Army-Baylor. I think that my own class of 1999 was pretty good, but but then there's some classes that have an opportunity to be great, and I see that in you. There is a great deal of potential, aptitude, and an earnest sense to do good and to make this world better. And so I applaud you and congratulate you on your progress so far, but keep it up. You're going to do well. You know, it just seems like a few days ago that you were back there with where the class of 2016 is, and maybe my speech started then, but it will not end when you guys are here, so I will wrap this up relatively quickly and directly. When I look to the future, this is what I see. You're entering, in many cases, you've been working in this field of healthcare and healthcare management for a number of years. And the very essence of what we do is absolutely critical to our lives and making people in a position to where they can enjoy what they do with their professions, with their lives and their families, and it takes resources. And to this point of resources, if you account in relative and absolute terms to the amount of resources that our Army Medical Department, military health system, and country dedicate to the provision of health care, it's extraordinary. And so when you look to the future, don't think, oh, whoa, how are we going to deal with the Affordable Care Act or a reduction in funding to the military services. Look at it from a perspective of what do you have? Take what you have been given, find a way to effectively and efficiently utilize those resources to provide quality health care, and I think you're going to be on the right track. Look, a simple way of saying it, look at it from a glass half full. We have substantial resources that start with you, our human capital and our teammates, the folks that we bring to the fight, bring to the battle, bring to the provision of health care to our communities. But that's not enough. That's all about healthcare management, which is critically important. Planning, organizing, leading, controlling organizations. But the leading part, if I have a bit of advice in terms of your professional careers, aspire to be transformational and servant-based leaders. We do need to evolve in our system. When I look to the future, I see the simple things like a physician or a nurse or a medic or a technician taking care of their patients and providing those services. But the contextual aspects I see are going to change. And so seek transformation. Find a better way to do what is right and good more effectively. The servant-based aspect is that I think that you will find, and you know, this isn't your first rodeo, those leaders that outline a framework of where we're going, a vision and articulating a mission, and then they give you the resources and the support that you need, you would follow them anywhere. And you would encourage folks to join your team and stay and do great things. So be a transformational leader, see a better way, and then create the environment in terms of how you support your people, your organization, and I think you'll do great. One last parting advice, and I'll take a break from the stadium for a bit and podium. Personally, my own advice that I have, that I try to live by and that I give my kids every morning that I have a chance to drop them off at school is that I pull up, they open the door and they take off and say, Daddy, I love you, and I say, I love you too. Have fun, learn a lot, and be good. So let me break it down a little bit. Now, it might mean something different to W, Alexander, or Brittany, or Ashley, particularly Ashley. She's a brand new teenager. This have fun business. Look, we're in healthcare, and we encounter, and we're in healthcare in the federal health system, military health system. Often we'll encounter occasions where life will break our heart. And you know what I mean. People are not with us, or they're not in a state or mind that we would want them to be, and we need to help them. You'll also find in a cumbersome, complex environment, you will engage some of the most inane, asinine mechanizations of the way that we organize and deliver healthcare or conduct business. When those occasions occur, smile. Smile, because the alternative is not particularly good, and it'll wear you down. Find a way to make it better. Be the bigger man, the better woman. Find a way to take what you are given in this world, and if it's not particularly great or good that day, choose to be the good wolf. Because you can bark, and you can bite, and you can do some damage, but if you do it from the perspective of good, I think that you'll find that you'll have the fun. Now, this part about learning a lot, world gives you an opportunity to learn every single day. I think back to the days at VMI, and good times, a good place to be from. There's some fun to be had there, but the The lesson that I learned in the classroom at VMI was in a course that I didn't do particularly well and was very challenging for me. It was Spanish. Actually, I did a little worse in survival swimming, but it's hard to learn lessons when you're underwater. The lesson from Dr. Ponce was this. He saw a guy that was doing really well in economics and was probably a closet English major if I would have really gone with what had a passion for, but somebody who was just basically learning vocabulary and not really doing much in the way of making Spanish my own and using it in some way that would be effective. And so I was just doing the minimums, and the grades reflected. Dr. Ponce brought me in and he said, Lee, your problem in Spanish and learning is you need to be curious. And he said it with that Puerto Rican accent that was impassioned, but it was also he was a bit irked as well. He wanted and expected more out of me. And so I've tried to be curious. If I see something that I don't quite understand, I ask the question or I try to learn and find out more. And so when you engage your administrative residencies, when you go into this world in leadership positions, when you see something that doesn't quite look right, be curious. Find out. Take the time that you have to learn more about what you're engaging, and you know what? You're more likely to do the right thing, to do something that is effective and efficient. And then the final point of being good. You know, when I tell Alex and Brittany and Ashley that, I mean, be good. What we need for you is to be good on multiple dimensions. Number one, be good. Do the right thing. Ensure that you maintain your professionalism. But don't be pious. We're not perfect. And I see a world and environment, and when folks make mistakes, look, the mistakes that are made by folks trying to do the right thing, but they just come up short, underwrite that. That's the servant-based leader. But we're humans, too. In my faith and growing up, there's mortal sins and then there's some others. And so some mortal sins are very difficult to recover from, but you should be on some pathway to atonement. There's other sins that are not something that you'd want to permit if you had a chance. But if someone is earnestly repentant and they want to be on the team and they want to earn their way back to the right place, if there's a chance, give them a pathway to do that. So be good, but be a human being that seeks to find a way to use all of the members of your team to the fullest extent. And I think, again, from that servant-based leader perspective, you can maintain standards and morals and professionalism, but be ready to forgive if it's appropriate. And then another part that's good is that we do have challenges. In some cases, we don't need you to be just good, we need you to be great. And I think that you have the aptitude to do that. So let me sum it up, and I'll bring it to a close and turn it over to my brother Bouvet. Extraordinary opportunities for service, great resources out there, great teammates. You're going to have challenges. Seek to be a transformational leader and evolve our system to a better place. Be a servant-based leader. Provide for your people. Outline a clear path and give them the resources to go. In some cases, you just need to get out of the way and encourage them and help fix things when things come up on a contingency basis. Personally, have fun, learn a lot, and be good. Good luck.
Thank you, Colonel Bewley. Each year, the Army-Baylor program recognizes exemplary achievement, not only by the students, but also by the faculty of the program as exemplified during the prior didactic year. At this time, I'd actually like to call Colonel Bewley back to the stage to assist with the first award to be presented today, the Distinguished Faculty Service Award. As a bit of history, the Distinguished Faculty Service Award is presented annually to one faculty member whose contributions to the community, professional associations, Baylor University, and the Army-Baylor program are above and beyond what is normally expected of faculty members. This award is selected by the Executive Advisory Board, a group founded in 2005 and made up of select Army-Baylor program directors and deputy directors who volunteer their time to provide mentorship and leadership guidance to the program.
All right. Sir. Thank you, sir. The competition for the Distinguished Faculty Service Award was so extraordinary that Jody Rogers ran out of town. he had missions to do. But the faculty member, it was truly extraordinary. We put together a blinded list of all of the faculty achievements in service, and our folks are doing great things across the entire community of Fort Sam Houston, Military Health Service, Federal Health Service, and the community of healthcare management across the board. But the winner of this Distinguished Faculty Service Award 2014 has truly achieved some extraordinary service. Let me say just briefly, and then it'll be readily evident who it is. This individual, with a great deal of drive and determination, provides service as a reviewer of national journals. They serve the national organizations like AUPHA and the Commission of Healthcare Management Education, but most extraordinarily is a strategic leader who established training and educational opportunities at the top 5 hospitals in the United States of America and made the process of administrative residencies in our military health systems so much better, and is very much deserving of the 2014 Distinguished Faculty Service Award, Brad Weller. Give me a little sneak peek. Thanks. How about them apples?
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So thank you, Colonel Bewley. The next presentation is actually going to be presented to the Researcher of the Year Award. The Researcher of the Year is given to the Army-Baylor faculty member who has demonstrated excellence in research. This year's awardee of the Researcher of the Year Award is Major Jason Richter. There we go. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jason. Well done.
You want to speak to the Academy?
Well, I guess I'll say one thing. When I was a student in your shoes, I mean, I could barely do a linear regression. And so I just like to say anything is possible.
All right. The Educator of the Year Award is given to one faculty member by the outgoing class who the class feels has exercised extraordinary teaching and leadership skills throughout the didactic year. Lieutenant Colonel Brown, would you please come to the stage to present the Educator of the Year Award? I've also been advised that Lieutenant Colonel Brown may be presenting some additional awards on behalf of the class. I'm going to stand way over here.
Very good. Excellent. It's my great pleasure and honor to present the class awards today. As Lieutenant Colonel Bouvet alluded to, we have more than one today. While we are recognizing individual achievement today, I'd be remiss without saying that every Bureau faculty member has shaped and formed us into what we are today. So we must recognize all while singling out a few for individual recognition. Again, we are recognizing 3 today. With the Official Educator of the Year Award, we are recognizing the professor that garnered the most votes in class polling. Our second presentation also recognizes a professor who garnered a significant number of votes, who was allotted for the gift of time and energy expended on the class's behalf. And our final award reserved for an individual whose impact was also deeply felt and who will be sorely missed. So without further delay, it is my great pleasure to present Major Fred Weigel with the 2014 Educator of the Year Award. For a second. All right, it was a very heated race, but Major Weigel again demonstrated not only his own qualities, but also in general the sheer caliber of the Army-Baylor faculty. This is a very heated race, and again, he stood alone victorious at the end. In addition to the professional award provided, though, the class of 2015 would also like to recognize Major Weigel's dedication to instilling in each of us the basics of quantitative analysis.
Don't ask me any questions.
And therefore, we present him with an abacus. Yeah. Finding its origins in Mesopotamia, this gift sure reminds us that despite the advent of Megastat and SPSS, at the heart of all calculation lies the numbers. And also is aptly taught by Major Weigel that when the network goes down, and it will, you always need a backup for that network. Additionally, Major Weigel provided the class with a number of instructive YouTube videos, and it was quite obvious he spent a lot of time in doing these productions. Also, again, pointing at the finer qualitative points of quantitative analysis. Again, these videos not only demonstrated his dedication, but also his patience with our class, because he wouldn't have done them unless we needed them. While these videos are instrumental in, for a lot of the students gaining insight and understanding of complex material. He's not a Delta, is he? Major Weigel provided yet another preeminent example of demonstrating the ubiquitous of quantitative analysis in society. And in order to ensure that he continues this tradition, the class is pleased to present with a ceremonial framing square to ensure that his flat top remains not only reliable, but also valid. I spelled flat top with 2 T's. Wikipedia said it was the right way.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Again, Dr. Weigel, again, the 2004 Educator of the Year Award, but we were remiss if we didn't recognize another individual in the audience today. Again, this is a professor that went above and beyond expectations and truly helped shape the class and just set a very high standard. Notably, he garnered a number of votes, although half of the class, or more than half of the class, did not have him as an instructor. So again, his stature in the program is, permeates throughout the degree programs, whether you're single or dual. Because of this stature and because of his service, the class is honored to present Lieutenant Colonel Bonica with an award this year as well. Actually, have you stand fast for a second because I can't let you leave totally unencumbered. Again, I use the term stature among giants. This man has kept our attention rapt during all of our MBA courses. So we felt, again, we need to give him a gift that's appropriate for a man of his stature. It conveys our vision of him. So without further ado, we feel that the Einstein bobblehead truly conveys his intellect, but also the mystique that surrounds some of his courses. Some of us nodded in agreement when he spoke. A few of us had our minds blown, and a few of us also just stared blankly at him and listened to his words. But we all came to appreciate his sage word, which was on the little card that the bobblehead is holding. If you don't understand, just think about it. Indeed. Self-reflection is an important part of the Army-Baylor program. Lieutenant Bonica taught us that each and every day. And again, we thank him. Finally, we're also recognizing a unique event for the Army-Baylor program. The class in 2015 has deeply appreciated the service of Lieutenant Colonel Bewley. As a program director, he provided us with leadership. As an instructor, he provided us with valuable education. And he was instrumental in guiding our class to the point we are today, which is officially 367 days from where we were on June 18th last year, sitting a couple of rows back. But whether it was in the classroom, the conference room, I had to throw a number in there, statistics, or the conference room behind the scenes, he contributed to our success in as much as any other individual in this room has. So given that, we wish to present Lieutenant Colonel with a gift that not only reminded us of one of his favorite illustrative teaching examples, but also probably somewhat was warranted now after the passage of the class of 2015. We hope that he will enjoy the small cask and the Kentucky bourbon he may put in occasionally as he moves on to the next phase of his career.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Doc.
For the record, it is empty.
Oh.
Wait out for long. It is season.
We'll keep that story.
Indeed. All right, so while the meaning of some of the awards presented today may be elusive for the class of 2016, I know we kind of scratched our heads last year when we were watching some of the awards presented. Please be assured that you will come to understand not only the relevance in time, but also the value of each and every one of the Army-Baylor faculty members and staff members you'll interact with in the coming year and during the residency year as well. Again, we'd like to thank, again, each and every faculty member and support staff member for their service this year and their support. We wouldn't be here without us. I'd also like to additionally and collectively express our sincerest thanks to our families. Without your love and support and patience, again, we would not be here today. And though we are set across the stage in a single file as individuals, our families stand behind us as an unbroken line of support. And again, we thank you.
All right, thank you, Colonel Brown. Next award is the Peter T. Shaw Award, presented to the outgoing class, or by the outgoing class, to one of its own members who has demonstrated extraordinary friendship and leadership throughout the didactic year. This award was formerly called the Class Peer Award. This year's Peter T. Shaw Peer Award winner is Mr. Valdez Bravo.
Very well, Anderson. Congratulations.
First off, I just have to say I'm humbled and honored by receiving this award by my classmates, my friends. I want to thank my family for giving me all the time to come out and participate and study and after-hours events that Colonel Bonica and the faculty put on. But just to say that this has been a really moving experience, both professionally and personally. Obviously, the effects of going to a course like this professionally is obvious, but personally, I was an enlisted guy, and I never came to the home of the AMED for training. So it's kind of finally nice to see San Antonio come here and bump into some old faces from old duty stations and faces from the past who are now my faculty. And I just wanted to say that getting a chance to work with you guys on a basis we very quickly became friends, more than just classmates, and working and playing with you guys during hours and after hours. You guys are all transformational leaders, and I really believe that we're all going to lead the change for reform in U.S. healthcare, the military health system, the VA, and the private sector beyond. So this means a lot coming from you guys. Thanks a lot.
The next award presented is the Alumni Award. The Alumni Award recipient is selected by the faculty and is presented to one member of the outgoing class who has demonstrated all-around excellence in his or her performance during the didactic year. This year's Alumni Award winner is Ms. Jennifer Holloman. Unfortunately, Jennifer cannot be with us today due to family unfortunate events, but I'd still like to offer a round of applause on her behalf. And last but not least, we have a few special awards. The final award presentations and recognitions will be delivered by Colonel Bewley.
I'll need your help on this thing.
Okay.
It's almost time for the stage walking. So before that, two special presentations. One is very heartfelt. Exactly 1 year ago, there was a gentleman, a member of the class of 2014, Army Nurse Corps, Mike Franz. He was in a battle with mortality. He had cancer, and he was fighting it. We thought he had it licked, and he did at the time, but it came back, and he beat it again. And so that gentleman completed an administrative residency, completed the requirements, and is still fighting that cancer. He's still with us. He couldn't be here today, but it's not because he's not here with us, but he's completing that second mission that he has. And so I'd like to publicly recognize Major Michael Franz is the first graduate of the class of 2014. All right, and so we also have an opportunity to recognize a couple of groups of people in the class, and I'd like for you to come up when we come across the names. But two groups of people. One is this 57 credit hour and 78 credit hours for the MHA MBA. Rarely do we have folks that earn a 4.0. We often have really good grades. Folks get in the 3.5, 3.75, 3.8 GPA range, but rarely do we have 4.0s. We had three. Ms. Holloman was one, Eileen White, and Mark Orcott. So, congratulations. Come on up.
Can you get the, yep, they're in alphabetical order.
Okay.
All right. Eileen, congratulations. Well done. And Mark, congratulations. Well done. One last, stay here. And then there's a group of folks that I characterize as really awesome people in the company of really great people that make the whole experience so much better. And so for this group of folks, come on up, and I want to say thank you and publicly acknowledge you, and it fits in with the spirit that Mr. Valdez Varvo had as well. So Valdez, come on up. Major Appleman. Oh, here, I need your help. I can't do it from memory. My photograph memory is not working that hard. Captain Kelly Crimmins, who is on a mission, a church mission as well. Major Christensen, Captain Demacia, Captain Ho, Commander Ketzler, Major Neese, Captain Wolf, Colonel Brown, Major Chikikukto, and Captain York. All right. Oh, we messed it all up with those base spaces. Where does you got yours?
Give me half.
Make it rain.
Where's Mr. Holt? Right there.
Nope, that's
Jess.
everybody got it. This wasn't all in alphabetical order.
Give me a couple.
Wolf. No. Brown. Ketzler. York. Congratulations. Congratulations. How about a round of applause for these awesome folks? Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. You guys get back in formation.
All right.
Sir, the floor is
Thank
yours.
you.
Had it all in alphabetical order.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the presentation of awards. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Misha Kyler, Chair of our Residency Committee, will present the class of 2015.
It is my distinct honor to present to you our Army-Baylor class of 2015. Major Donald Appleman, residency location, the Mayo Clinic, Rochester, Minnesota. Lieutenant Liliana Balcazar, Scripps Health, San Diego. Mr. Curtis Bell, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio. Captain Jared Black, dual residency, Madigan Army Medical Center and Group Health, Seattle, Washington.
Well done.
Mr. Valdez Bravo, Veterans Administration Hospital, Portland, Oregon. Lieutenant Jim Brown, Massachusetts General, Boston, Massachusetts.
Well done.
Captain Jessica Cassidy, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio, Texas. Major Ann Chiquitukto, Evans Army Community Hospital, Fort Carson, Colorado. Major Jess Christensen, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio, Texas. Captain Brian Coker, Womack Army Medical Center, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Major Michael Crivello, Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland. Captain Kimmy Demacia, Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland.
That's why we check.
Major Jonathan Dieter, Johns Hopkins Hospital, Baltimore, Maryland. Captain Darren Dent,
Make sure the names
Kaiser
are right.
Permanente,
Not
Central
responsible
Valley,
for spelling.
California. Major Gloria J. Elko,
Dieter,
William Beaumont Army Medical Center, Fort Bliss, Texas. Mr. Douglas Faber,
luck out there.
San
Enjoy
Antonio
California.
Military Medical Center, San Antonio, Texas.
Excellent work.
Captain Dossie Phelps, Baptist Health, San Antonio, Texas. Ensign Juan Gomez, DeWitt Army Hospital, Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Ensign Richard Gonzalez, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio, Texas. Captain Stephen Harmon, DeWitt Army Hospital, Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Captain Brett Hayward, Evans Army Community Hospital, Fort Carson, Colorado. Captain Lincoln Hingham, Johns Hopkins Hospital, Baltimore, Maryland. Captain Garrett Holt, Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, Landstuhl, Germany. Major Mark Jones, Eisenhower Army Medical Center, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Captain Beatrice Kearney, Kaiser Permanente, Southern California. Lieutenant Commander James Ketzler, Baptist Health, San Antonio, Texas. Captain Ryan Labio, Darnall Army Medical Center, Fort Hood, Texas. Mr. Ryan Lindgren, Madigan Army Medical Center, Fort Lewis, Washington. Captain Jeff Luffman, Tripler Army Medical Center, Hawaii. Captain Terry Mercier, Martin Army Community Hospital, Fort Benning, Georgia. Captain Jennifer Moore, dual residency, Johns Hopkins Hospital and USAMA internship. Captain Michael Moyers, Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, Landstuhl, Germany. Major Gabriella Neese, Blancheville Army Medical Hospital, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Captain Mark Orcutt, UCLA Medical Center, Los Angeles, California. Captain Rilwan Otun, Baptist Health Center, San Antonio, Texas. Major David Owano, Baptist Health Center, San Antonio, Texas. Major Lisa Perose, dual residency, Madigan Army Medical Center and Group Health, Seattle, Washington. Major Dennis Pena Serrata, Baylor Scott and White Health System, Waco, Texas. Captain Robert Plotz, San Antonio Military Medical Center and Comptroller internship. Captain Sean Rotbart, Baylor Scott and White Health System, Dallas, Texas. Captain Bonnie Short, San Antonio Military Medical Center, San Antonio, Texas. Major Jesse Smith, the Mayo Clinic, Jacksonville, Florida. Major Victor Serrano, Baptist Health, San Antonio, Texas. Lieutenant Christina Stefanik, Kaiser Permanente, Northern California. Captain Eileen White, San Antonio Military Medical Center, San Antonio, Texas. Captain Kyle White, DeWitt Army Hospital, Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Major Andrew Winslow, the Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland, Ohio. Captain John Wolf, Tripler Army Medical Center, Hawaii. Captain Ryan Wood, Irwin Army Hospital, Fort Riley, Kansas. Ensign Samuel Woodson, Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland. Captain Daniel York, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Major Renee Zemitsky, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio, Texas. Please join me in giving them all an applause.
Thank you, Colonel Kyler. At this time, I welcome Lieutenant Colonel Bewley back to the stage, in addition to Lieutenant Colonel Forrest Kim, very shortly, for the change of responsibility.
Thank you. So I'm number 25. The 25th Program Director of the Army-Baylor MHA MBA program traces its history to 1947 when it was a training program and then became a graduate program affiliated with Baylor University in 1951. Let me first say I am profoundly appreciative of the opportunity to be a member of a team of great colleagues within the program, the Academy of Health Sciences, and to be a member of this Army-Baylor community and to be affiliated with Baylor University, a top-tier institution that I both respect and have great fondness for. I sought the opportunity to be a faculty member and then program director, and I had this idea when I was sitting with where you were. I thought I had this idea that this is an extraordinary resource, an opportunity for personal service, an opportunity for the service within the Army, the MHS, and our country to make a difference. And so I charged in, not Don Quixote-like. I think I had a bigger purpose, and armed with a team such as my colleagues here, I think we did make a difference. There's an opportunity to expand the level of competence of our healthcare leaders and our system and to broaden the level of knowledge so that we have a better understanding of how we can effectively and efficiently use resources to serve our beneficiaries and make our world better. The good news is there's still more work to do, but I think we got a lot of things done. And I can think of no better leader, although there's some candidates out there, but this is the one. Number 26, Lieutenant Colonel Forrest Kim. The tour is yours, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I am both honored and humbled to serve as your 26 Army-Baylor Program Director. For the students out there, for your benefit, yes, I am using a mind map for my speech. I want to begin today by really just thanking Lee. Really, Lee has been, if you don't know this, Lee has been the longest running program director in the history of the Army-Baylor program for 6 years. And under his leadership, I can honestly say, in assessing and looking back, that the program really experienced a bit of a renaissance under your leadership. Lee's leadership style, I think he really exemplifies the motto of mission first, people always. When we look at mission, and you look at the accomplishments that have been done in the program under his leadership, the program has experienced record enrollment. You look out in the crowd and you see the numbers that are sitting before you today. Under his leadership, we actually came up with the best residency, I believe, the best residency portfolio in the nation. And all his accomplishments, really, I think, in many ways, can be exemplified by the movement of our rankings from the 20th ranked program of the nation for years. When I was a student, we were ranked 20th, to the number 11th Master's in Health Administration program in the country. But above all, again, I believe Lee, in his leadership, exemplified that motto of people always. If you know Lee and you spend time with him, the heart of everything that he does, he always keeps others' best interests in mind. And so, Lee, I thank you for your stellar leadership, for your mentorship, and your friendship. And so can we give Lee another round of applause? So of course you know that we have a long-standing tradition as faculty of the ugly green plaque. And so we couldn't let you go with an ugly green plaque. Woo-hoo! Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all very much. In taking this position, I just want to say a few thanks to a few folks, and then I will conclude with the charge of the class of 2015. First of all, I want to thank all the mentors throughout the years that really assisted me and helped me. Many of the mentors are actually sitting out in the audience today. I want to thank the faculty for their outstanding support, and thank you in advance for your continued support. I want to thank all my friends that have really come alongside of me, and my beautiful wife and my 3 girls for all the love and support that continue to allow me to do what I do. And last, I'd like to thank God, who is a source of all the good in my life. As we look forward for the class of 2015, Jen, unfortunately, the Alumni Award winner is typically the one that gives the charge to the class, but as you know, she was unable to be here because her father passed away actually the night before comprehensive oral exams. And she's actually spending time with her family at this point in time. But as actually we talked to Jen, as she passed very successfully her comprehensive boards, she actually had a few things that she wanted to share with you as a class. The first, which is to learn as much as you can. And so you've learned a lot this didactic year. You've gone through a lot of concepts, a lot of models, but there's still a lot to be learned. One of my favorite quotes, and I share this with all the students that I teach, there's a famous mathematician who says, in mathematics, you don't understand things. You just get used to them. And I certainly exemplify that. The class probably is not feeling very good that I quoted that quote. But life is about continuous learning. And so the first thing that I would charge you as a class of 2015 moving forward is to learn as much as you can and be a lifelong learner. The second is to pay it forward. And so one thing actually that Lee and I have in common that most of you may not be aware of is we're both from the South. So Lee is from Kentucky, and I am from South Korea. So actually, I'm from Southern California, also the South, a different kind of South. But my folks were actually from South Korea. And they immigrated from the early 70s to the United States. My mother actually, they came because my mother had a special work visa from the US. And they came here, and my dad had about $380 in his pocket, which he handed to his brother. And his brother bought him a 10-speed bicycle to go back and forth to work and a black and white TV. And those were the two purchases that were made with that money. Many of you know this, but I just returned from Afghanistan about a month and a half ago. And during that time, I actually was very fortunate to work with wonderful people. And one of the folks that I worked with was, on a daily basis, was my interpreter. And during that time, I was able to develop a very special bond with my interpreter, so much so that about halfway through the deployment, my interpreter turned to me and was actually in the process of getting a visa. And he asked if he can actually come to San Antonio to live in this town. And he asked that if my family and I would sponsor him to live here. And it's interesting because I told the story of my parents immigrating from South Korea to the United States in my first introduction when I met the Surgeon General of the Afghan National Army. And Sahil, my interpreter, was there. And he felt one of the reasons why he wanted to ask me to sponsor him, because he felt like I would understand what it felt like being an immigrant into a new nation, and that I could provide the empathy and the compassion to him as his family transitioned to the United States. And so that is one opportunity that I am taking. Sahil actually flew in at 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning and is currently at our home right now. One opportunity to pay it forward. So the second charge that I give to the class is to pay it forward. The United States invested a lot in my family in bringing them over. And when I look back in my career, they have invested a lot in myself as well. All my education has been paid for by the Army and these wonderful experiences. You have just been given a very, very large deposit by the military, by the federal healthcare system, and I would say take that deposit and pay it forward. And then the last thing I would like to leave you with is really something that I believe that Jen would say if she was here, and that is cherish your friends and your family. Interestingly enough, on my way here, driving to the opening closing ceremony, I passed by a church, and on the right-hand side, there was a billboard. And on the church's billboard, it said, cherish your friends and family. And so I take that today as really not by coincidence that I saw that moving in. And I would say as you move forward, yes, there are great works to be done. There are a lot of challenges that we face in the federal healthcare sector as well as the civilian healthcare sector. But as you make and face and tackle those challenges, remember to cherish the ones that you love. With that, I want to close by saying welcoming the class of 2016 and saying congratulations again to the class of 2015. Sikkim Bears. Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Okay, thank you, Colonel Kim. At this time, Chaplain Brooks will come and give the benediction. Please stand for the benediction and remain standing for the playing of the school song, service songs, and the departure of the official party. Chaplain Brooks.
Let's pray. Oh God, we thank you for this wonderful celebration and for the special people that we celebrated today. Be with us now as we go from here. Watch over us, keep us safe. Help us to be mindful of your presence in every aspect of our lives. Be with each one here as they engage in new beginnings. We ask that you would prosper them each step of the way. Amen.
We'll march forever down the stars shall shine. We'll fling our green and gold afar to light the ways of time and guide us as we onward go. That good old Baylor line. Second Bears!
Speak one. Thank you, sir.
Through surf and storm and howling gale, what shall our purpose be? Semper Christ is our guide, our fame, our glory too. To fight, to save, or fight, to die. Aye, Coast Guard, we are for you. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Adam boys, give her the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame or down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Thank you.
Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Farewell to college joys. We'll sail at the break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the fall. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home. First to fight for the right and to gild the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Shout out the cadence loud and strong. Oh, where we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Stick 'em.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony.
Man,
Thank
this,
you for your support of the Army-Baylor program. Have a great day.